Welcome back. A tragic fire broke out at the popular Goa nightclub Birch by Romeo Lane in Arpora village around midnight. 25 people, including 4 tourists and 14 staff members, have lost their lives. 6 others are critically injured, and authorities are conducting post-mortems and DNA testing before handing over the bodies to the families. Well, we'll talk about this with the guests who have joined us from various parts of the country. Savio Rodriguez, senior journalist and political commentator who lives in Goa, is with us on the program. Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, is with us on the show as well. Mr. Ellen Rao, former DCP, Special Cell, also joins us on the program to talk more about this. Savio, I'll begin with you. You are a resident of Goa. You have participated in elections from Goa. You live and breathe Goa. This is, an inexplicable tragedy, which of course has happened because of the lapses, or rather the collusions of a number of agencies who should have done their job before this fire broke out. Savio.
Vineet, right at the onset, let me state that the families who have lost their loved ones, everyone in Goa is with them during this tragedy. This is something that has happened in Goa for the first time, something that could have been avoided, but something, unfortunately, that has happened. The real cause of what happened is something absolutely shocking. There were actually fireworks inside a closed venue. This is something that the Chief Minister has announced a few minutes ago, what the investigations have revealed. The fireworks happened and it started a spark, and that spark led to a fire, and that's what led to the death of 23 people in this tragic incident. Now that has happened because people in charge of that particular nightclub actually did not pay heed to what is necessary while doing these kind of events. There was a belly dancing program going on. There were pyros lined up behind the belly dancer. There was a musician behind the pyros, and that's where it actually sparked off, and the tiny spark went right up to the ceiling. It took some time and it started to spread from there. Now, while that is what has happened, the truth of the matter is this particular nightclub was given an order for demolition. It had a stay. There's a conflict between the owner of the property versus the person running the nightclub. There's a lot of complications. There were no licenses in place, no fire norms put in place. This is what even the Chief Minister spoke about. And the fact of the matter is this, that you have a place that is running. There are people coming into that place. You're having a Bollywood night going on out there. I don't understand how have the administrators failed to keep a check on illegalities that are happening so much in North Goa. And that disappoints me, because what this reflects is that Goa, which is a tourism destination, few of whom were tourists, there were 4 tourists, we were not able to protect the people there who had come for a holiday to Goa. We were not able to protect the staff who were a part of that particular operation in that particular nightclub. And there are some people who are unidentified as of now. And this is a tragedy that happened last night. And the irony is, I was partying in another place in South Goa when we started to get news of this. And this is something people come to Goa for. Now imagine being caught and in a cloistered environment where there is fire engulfed, there is a whole lot of smoke. Most of the deaths are being because of the smoke and because of suffocation due to that smoke. Mm-hmm. The point is, today, this illegality has led to the death of 23 people, which has never happened in Goa before. So I think it is the job of the Chief Minister, and I believe he's going to do it, because the people of Goa are very angry. Those who are responsible for the lapses that have allowed for such illegalities to continue in Goa time and again. The Chief Minister tells the people of Goa, "Be pache garaz na," which means you do not need to be afraid. Unfortunately, It is the nefarious elements, the criminals, the illegal people who seem to take that terminology, Bibache Garaz now, which is do not be afraid, quite literally, because they are not afraid of the law and order. Please look at what has been happening in Goa over the last 1 year. And while the government does its best to ensure that Goa is safe and secure,
All right.
we have still not been able to put fear into the criminal elements or to the people who do illegality. Because the administrative system and some of
Savi,
them
I
in
can
them
see
are
you're obviously and apparently upset and passionate about this tragedy which has befallen on Goa. We have more to talk about. There's breaking news coming in. Following the tragic nightclub fire in Arpora, Goa, Chief Minister Pramod Sawant has ordered a high-level inquiry along with the magisterial investigation. Goa Governor P. Ashok Gajapati Raju visited 6 victims undergoing treatment at Goa Medical College and Hospital, calling the incident unfortunate and assuring that the injured are receiving the best medical care. All right, Shahid Ansari, my colleague, is also joining us at this point in time to give us more details about this. Shahid, अगर आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन पा रहे हैं?
जी जी, मैं आपकी आवाज़ सुन रहा हूँ।
शाहिद, क्या हाल है उन लोगों का जो अभी इस आग की वजह से चोटिल हैं और अस्पताल में रिकवर कर रहे हैं, और ऊपर से ये अभी बहुत ही जल्दबाजी करना होगा कि ये समझ पाना कि ये आग कैसे लगी और किस एजेंसी की जिम्मेदारी है जिसकी वजह से ये आग लगी और इतने लोगों की जान गई?
अभिनीत, देखिए 2-3 चीजें हैं जो बहुत अहम है। इस आग की वारदात, जो ये हादसा जो पेश आया है, हालांकि देखिए इस तरह के जो भी हादसे होते हैं वो हादसा ही कहा जाता है, लेकिन एक तरह से कहेंगे तो लापरवाही की जीती जाती एक मिसाल है। आपको मैं सबसे पहले बता देता हूं कि अभी यहाँ के हालात क्या है, फिर उसके बाद हम मजीद इस पर रोशनी डालते हैं। पहला यह है कि इस पूरे मामले में अब तक जो 25 लोगों की मौत हो गई है, उन 25 लोगों में कई ऐसे शव हैं जिनकी शिनाख्त करना नामुमकिन है। तो इसके लिए डॉक्टरों ने जो मेडिकल कॉलेज है, उन्होंने ये कहा है कि इन सभी जो शव है जो पहचान में नहीं आ रहे हैं, उन शव को उनके परिजनों के साथ जो है डीएनए सैंपल लिया जाएगा, वो मैच किया जाएगा, उसके बाद दिया जाएगा। तो इसमें जो है देखिए ये प्रक्रिया में थोड़ा सा समय जा सकता है, 2 से 3 दिन या 4 दिन। और जो शव पहचान में आ रहे हैं उनको उनके परिजन के हवाले कर दिया जाएगा। आपने जख्मियों की बात की है। जख्मियों की जो अगर मैं बात करूं 6 लोग हैं, लेकिन आपको मैं बता दूं विनीत कि उनके भी हालत कोई बहुत बेहतर नहीं है। कई जख्मी हैं जो 70% से ज्यादा झुलस गए हैं, कई जख्मियों की हालत बहुत ज्यादा खराब है। अब देखिए इस पूरे मामले में जो गोवा सरकार है, गोवा सरकार ने तो कहा है कि ठीक है ये पहली बार ये हुआ है, लेकिन जो भी हुआ है 25 लोगों की मौत, हम इसको अनदेखा नहीं कर सकते। गोवा सरकार ने इसमें जो है एक हाई लेवल की जो है इंक्वायरी बिठाई है, मजिस्ट्रेट को बिठाया है और इसमें एफआईआर दर्ज की गई है और मैनेजर को अरेस्ट किया गया है। लेकिन सवाल अभी भी यही बरकरार है कि ये हुआ जो कैसे है, इसका जिम्मेदार कौन होगा। अब मैं इस पर रोशनी मजीद डालता हूं कि जो ये हादसा हुआ है, इसके पहले इस क्लब को 2 नोटिस दी जा चुकी है। दूसरी अहम बात यह है कि इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन का जो है लाइसेंस नहीं था। तो हुआ यह है कि इसके अंदर जो भी डेकोरेशन, इंटीरियर जो वगैरह किए गए थे, तो उसमें घास फूस, देखिए एक जो है ट्रेडिशनल लुक दिया जाता है। और घास फूस क्या, लकड़ियां जो रहती है वो आमतौर पर जब आग लगती है तो ये पेट्रोल की सूखी लकड़ियां होती है, घास फूस सूखी होती है, तो ये पेट्रोल का काम करते हैं, यानी कि किसी भी ज्वलनशील पदार्थ से कम नहीं होता। तो यही यहाँ पे भी हुआ। पहले देखिए आपने ये भी कहा कि प्राथमिक जानकारी में देखिए हम कि ये आग लगने की असल वजह अभी तक तो पता नहीं चल पाई, लेकिन प्राथमिक जानकारी में जो बातें सामने आई है उसमें सिलेंडर ब्लास्ट की वजह से ये आग लगी। और आग को मजीद जो है बढ़ने का मौका तब मिला जब इसमें की लकड़ी और घास फूस में वो जो आग लगी, और उसके बाद जो है कि आग महज 15 से 20 मिनट में जो बड़ी तेजी से जब ब्लास्ट हुआ है, सिलेंडर ब्लास्ट हुआ, तो उसके बड़ी तेजी से आग फैलते गई। लोग यहाँ बैठे हुए थे, कोशिश कर रहे थे कि ये लोग यहाँ पे।
शाहिद, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक फरमाया। हमारे साथ कुछ मेहमान भी हैं, आई वांट टू स्पीक टू देम। गौतम मुखर्जी, what do you make of what's happened over here? Many a times in the past as well, such tragedies have befallen various parts of our country. You know, there is an ex gratia announced, there is an inquiry which is also announced, and then of course, you know, the lid is back on to the attention that should be paid to such eventual mishaps. Gautam?
Well, there's obviously lapses which have been ignored by the authorities who are there to supervise the the activities in nightclubs. Now, this is an illegal nightclub, has no licensing, and yet has been operating. Hundreds of people are going in and out in high season. So first things first, the people responsible must be punished. Secondly, there's a great deal of subletting going on in Goa. The owner is one person. He sets up somebody who then sublets to somebody else. So it becomes, a situation in which everybody points fingers at the next man. In this particular instance, apparently there were difficulties between the owner and the operator in any case. So given all that, still nothing at all was done about it. Now, this kind of thing happens quite frequently in Bali, another very popular tourist destination, particularly for people coming in from Australia. But in Goa, normally this level of negligence is rare. And especially at high season, the police are much in evidence, and most things are regulated as best as they can be, given the large crowds that are moving about. But this is symptomatic. What the government has said is they're going to look into all the other places to see if they're properly licensed, whether they have fire protection devices and are
But Gautam,
adhering
why
to
wait?
norm.
Why wait for a tragedy like this to happen, and then look at similar places? Nevertheless, some breaking news coming in: a case of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, has been registered in the aftermath of the Goa nightclub fire. The police have booked owners Gaurav Luthra and Saurabh Luthra of the Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub amidst the ongoing probe in the deadly blaze case. Arpora Nagaon Sarpanch Roshan Redkar has also been detained. Opposition leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, have criticized the state government and demanded the resignation of the chief minister. All right, before I go to Savio, let me in fact get a quick comment from Mr. Ellen Rao, also from a DCP special cell. Mr. Rao, how do you look at this mishap? It could have been avoided. It was not, and I'm very, very sure most of the clubs and establishments in Goa, which are by the beach and are using flammable material to attract guests, are under very similar dangers. Mr. Rao?
Good evening, Vineet. Good evening, Vineet. Can you hear me?
Go on, sir. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Go on, sir. All right. Well, there seems to be a problem with your connection, sir. I'm going to bring in, sir. There seems to be a problem with your connection. I think you're in a car, and that is the reason why your video and audio is going on and off again. Savio, I want to pick on that particular point that the opposition is making, that the chief minister should resign in lieu of what's happened in Goa. How do you respond?
Well, I think the opposition, particularly in Goa, is not an opposition. They are busy fighting amongst themselves, and they find incidents like this to play very dirty politics. And to me, it is dirty politics. Because right now, the most important thing is for every single Goan to stand together to ensure that these legalities that happen in the state are dealt with. Now, the chief minister is not responsible when somebody lights a pyro inside a hall, which is a closed venue, rather than addressing the issue. Yes, where has the government failed? The government has failed in ensuring the implementation of checking whether that particular nightclub, which did not have the license, why was it running? That is where the government is at fault. Not demanding the chief minister's resignation as nothing but dirty politics being played by the opposition. Today, Goa is a tourist destination that is respected all over the world. Such incidents will destroy the already dwindling numbers of tourists coming into Goa. The levels of crimes have gone up. People are not afraid of law and order in Goa. In hindsight, we take all corrective measures, but the measures should be taken before. Are you telling me a nightclub running in North Goa, which is a backed area, which has people going in and out? People know that it is illegal within the administrative system, and nobody has the courage to go after it until a tragedy happens. Do we have to wait for a tragedy to happen to take the corrective actions? There are so many reportedly illegal restaurants and clubs and various other things, particularly in North Goa and some parts of South Goa. Why is there no action taken against them? What are the safety norms or the fire norms that these establishments are supposed to have? And doesn't the owner have common sense? You set up pyros to get the crowd to be attracted to bloody belly dancers, which are not a part of Goa's tradition, and you set an entire place on fire, where 23 people die because of that. I think the owner and the operator of that particular nightclub, Dutra, should be thrown in jail and hanged. How do you, inside a venue, imagine this. This is a hall. This is like you and me sitting in a hall, inside a shack-like, arrangement. And suddenly you put pyros inside that, you don't think it's going to catch fire. When that entire thing is made more largely of wood and grass, dry grass. It is not, culpable homicide is the right, the right charge they put. But it's actually murder. It's pre-planned murder, the way I look at it. Because only a person who's cruel will set pyros inside a closed place which has got grass all around, Vineet.
Yeah, dry grass,
This
and
is
that's
not
exactly.
dumb.
And you're right, Savio. It's flammable. It should amount to murder, not culpable homicide. More breaking news coming in. Investigations reveal the Goa nightclub did not have proper construction or fire safety licenses also. The fire spread rapidly because of flammable materials used in the building, like Savio just mentioned, and the club had no fire safety equipment to control the blaze. There are extinguishers now in almost every household in the country as well. Of course, in Metropolis is what I'm talking about. But this club, which was definitely catering to a number of people on a daily basis, food was being cooked, cylinders were being used. There was an environment where fire could spread. There were no extinguishers as well. Mr. Rao is back with us. Sir, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. And you can
So what should be done about the people who run these establishments out of greed, but no responsibility towards their staff, no responsibility towards their patrons as well, which is shocking.
Vineet, this is also one of the such incidents which has happened in the past, and their high-level inquiries are being conducted, and their inquiry reports are there, and these are dust into the carpet. That is a normal system in our country. So many other incidents have also happened like this, but in this case also must be we must say that this is number one. It was being run illegally, and there were no firefighting system was in place, and the reason of that blast, cylinder blast, may be being investigated by the police, and this is a clear-cut case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. And as per law, I am talking about you, but as Mr. Gautam said, Mr. Savio said that it should be a murder. Anyway, this is let it be left to the local police of that place, which are this case is being investigated by the police there, and reason of that blast is also to be find out. But definitely, it's a clear-cut violation of the rules and regulations to run as a clubhouse, and all these norms are to be investigated, whether these are being violated very grossly, and the owners as well as the manager who are responsible of this serious incident, definitely they should be held responsible, and appropriate legal action is being taken. I think that Goa police must be very serious and concerned about this case, and any such action which is exemplary punishment must be given to these people.
Fair enough. So we have more breaking news coming in. Authorities say that most clubs in Goa violate safety regulations, increasing the risk of such tragedies. Many victims of the Arpora nightclub fire were severely burned and unidentifiable is what we are learning. So DNA testing is going to be needed. They cannot be recognized without that. Families may have to wait before receiving the bodies. A long time that is. A fire audit of all clubs and hotels in Goa has now been ordered. Savio, the audit is fine, But the problem that I have with is that it's being ordered now. Why is it being done now? You just said that Goa is a city which is respected internationally and nationally as well for its culture, for its hospitality, for the freedom that you feel there, and of course, the vibe that Goa brings along. If it's such an important tourist destination, why did not the government make sure that these safety norms are present in every club? And I'm sure there are going to be violations found in a lot of them.
You see, that's where the problem is, Vineet. Goa is a state that every person wants to come and visit and have a good time. Now, we do have a good government in place, but within the systems, there will be people who do not work in the integrity and the credibility that's required in those positions of power and administration. And that's why it's the responsibility for the political leaders on top to ensure that there is fear in the minds of the people supposed to execute a particular job. I'm coming back exactly to what happened, because the CM himself has said that the cause of the fire is the fireworks and not a cylinder blast. So how did the fireworks happen? Inside a shack, you expect somebody to set up pyros, and if I remember the image correctly, there were at least 12 of them lined up just behind the belly dancer, so that there was some sort of illumination that would have happened to the dance. Does a person have that kind of stupid mind to do that inside a closed, confined, shack-like created atmosphere, and you don't expect it to catch fire? That is why it's not culpable homicide, not amounting to murder. It is murder.
It is murder.
Because when you show clear negligence, and this is not even stupidity, it's clear negligence. You flout the rules, you set pyros on fire inside a closed venue, you have people coming in, they cannot get out because it's a nightclub, it's difficult to get out, you don't see what's going on, and people are trying to run, and that is why you've lost 25 lives.
Fair enough. Savio, stay with us. We have more to cover. Authorities in Goa have sealed a shack belonging to the promoters of the Birch by Romeo Lane nightclub, where 25 people died. Today, district officials inspected the shack at Vagator Beach before taking action. Sources say that the structure was built illegally on government-owned land. Savio, how is this possible? I want to understand from you, how is this sort of an illegal construction possible, and how can you run an enterprise on this to make profit?
If you come to a lot of parts in North Goa, Vineet, and I'll take you there at some point of time, you will realize that while there is a very strict demeanor of the government towards such illegalities, it is never done at a ground level. And that is why you have the illegalities over there in the first place. If the administrative officers responsible to check on this were able to identify the illegalities and deal with it, then you would not have these problems. So if it's running, if it's in place, and everybody can see it being illegal, why isn't the administration taking action against it? It only means that the administration is either lazy or is corrupt. That's where the problem is. So it is up to the chief minister to make them straight, not give taglines of Bipache Garaz Na. It is about doing the right thing and making sure that the people in the administration do their job with integrity and credibility. It is their duty.
All right, fair enough.
If somebody today was able to spot that illegality and stopped it, 25 people would not have died today.
You're absolutely right, Savio. Let me come back to you. 3 migrant workers from Jharkhand were among the 25 victims of the Goa nightclub fire. Two brothers, Pradeep and Vinod Mahato and Moti Manda, lost their lives. Families in Jharkhand learned of the tragedy around 3 a.m. after a relative in Goa informed them. Let me also rope in senior journalist Gautam Mukherjee back into this conversation. Gautam, what do you think should be done in a place like Goa? Taking a leaf out of what Savio also said, that it is a city which, makes its money on tourism, runs its, business and its entire processes on hospitality, and this is a jolt.
Well, it's bribery and corruption as well. And it's obvious to anybody looking at this tragedy and there are many others waiting to happen because there's rampant corruption at the grassroots level by the very people in the government that are meant to check such practices. And if you I go to Goa almost every year and spend 2 weeks there. I've stopped going to North Goa. I much prefer South Goa because North Goa has turned into Chowpatty on the one hand, also because of rampant illegal activity and build up and everything is not done according to norms, and it goes on year after year, and it's overcrowded. It's quite a mess. And in order to find any part of what used to be the beauty of Goa, you have to go further north. Luckily, I drive over there, so I go up to Mandre and further up, and it's beautiful.
All right.
But
All right.
right in the
We've run out of
center,
time.
Kalangu-
Gautam, Savio and Mr. Rao, appreciate you being here. I apologize. We've run out of time.